Hello friends, a very warm welcome to the Crochet Hook channel. Today we will create this beautiful crochet peplum top together. For the sleeves, I first joined the squares, went up to create the upper portion, then went down and created the rest of the sleeve and the fringes. So let's go ahead. So here I have used this 3-ply Gul Era pure cotton thread in beige shade, that is the main shade of the top here, and I have used 3 such hangs. For the contrast color, I have used this maroon Hobby India crochet thread to give it a contrast shade, and nextly a crochet hook of 2.5 millimeters, a few stitch markers, a measuring tape, a sewing needle and a pair of scissors. So let's get started. So here I first created these squares separately, and I have created 20 such squares, 6 for the front body, 6 for the back body and 4 for each of the sleeves. And then join these squares together. Here 12 squares are joined together for the core body, and then work the upper border of this panel, and also the lower border is worked then only. And nextly I work the upper body first, so reduce the armpit and the shoulders first on both the sides, and also demarcated the neck from the shoulders. So here I first joined my yarn on the back side and worked the entire back yoke panel here, and we don't have to decrease the neck on this side. Nextly I created the sleeves, so first joined the 4 squares together and then worked the upper border first and went to create the upper portion of the sleeve first, that's going to join to the shoulders. After which I joined my yarn on this side, worked the lower border and went down to create the entire sleeve with the fringes, the same way I created the other sleeve as well. And then I joined my yarn on the lower border of this square panel and worked the rest of the top. See how frilly it is. I've added a lot of frills here. This gives this top a really big circumference on the lower side here and a very rich feel as well. Nextly, to sum it up, I just worked a simple border around the neck. So let's go ahead. Please find the playlist for this square motif and the pattern for the top in the iCard. So let's join these 2 squares together and see how. So here, have a closer look of the corner. We have 5 stitches, 1, 2, 3. Into this 3rd corner stitch we are aiming, and I'm joining my yarn here into this 3rd corner stitch. We'll be joining the 2 squares from 3rd corner stitch of this corner till the 3rd corner stitch of the next corner. So just join the yarn here and hold 2 squares like this. The front faces of both the squares are facing outwards. Put them together like this, corner onto corner, stitch onto stitch like this. Have tied the knot in the 3rd stitch of the corner, and again take out the needle in the next corner again into the 3rd stitch here. This stitch is very easy to find, so no worries, and we'll be making 1 or 2 knots here. In the same stitch I'm working a knot here. Now we are aiming at the inner 2 loops of both the squares that are facing each other. This loop and this loop. These 2 loops are facing each other. This loop and this loop is facing each other. The innermost 2 loops we are going to work into that. So just insert this needle from one side of the inner loop, take out from the other, and then from the other side of the inner loop take out from the another side like this, very loosely, and don't at all tighten the stitches. Just grab every single loop ahead and work a very loose stitch around this loop like this from both the squares. From this loop, then out from the other one, and from this side into the next loop, the next inner one, out from the other side. Simple. This is how we'll go all the way till we reach the 3rd corner stitch on the other side. Just go till the corner. I'll see you there. So I've reached the corner stitches. This is the third one. I have reached the second last here. One more stitch. Now this is the third corner stitch from this side. Bring the needle onto this side, and here only we'll tie the knot of this side. Make sure that you have not tightened at all the stitches, and just work 1 or 2 knots here to secure the 2 squares in place. So it's well done. This is how we are going to join all the other squares. Secure the knot. So here I have joined the squares together the same way. See how neat and clean the stitches have come. And here I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6 squares for the front body and 6 squares for the back body section. And nextly we're going to work border on both the sides of the square panel, upper and lower sides. So let's go ahead with the border. So here I'm joining my yarn at the very corner stitch of one of the squares. You can join it into any square, doesn't matter. Now insert the hook and pull up a loop, chain 2, 1 and 2, yarn over, insert the hook into the next stitch, work 1 half double crochet HDC, 1 HDC made here, yarn over into the next stitch, work 1 HDC, 2 HDCs made, yarn over into the next stitch, again work 1 HDC. We are just going to work HDCs till we reach a number of 16. This chain 2 doesn't count into this HDC count, so just remember that, only count the HDCs. And we are going to go like this before the second last corner stitch. So from this, after this chain 2 in this corner till the second last corner stitch, we have made 16 HDCs, and now we are going to work the corner together, the corner of 2 squares. So we'll be working a decreased DC here. Yarn over, insert the hook into the very corner stitch of this square, work it halfway, yarn over again, insert into the very corner stitch of the next square, work it halfway, yarn over, pull through all the loops. So here the 2 corner stitches are reduced or decreased with a DC, common DC here. Nextly again we'll continue with our working our HDCs, total of 16 HDCs, after which again in the corner we'll be decreasing the corner stitches. So just keep in mind, this is the pattern we're going to follow in this round for this number 1 border. So I'm reaching the corner. Just keep counting. You should have a total of 16 HDCs till the second last corner stitch. And now to reduce the corner stitch, yarn over, insert the hook into the very corner stitch, work the DC halfway, then yarn over again, insert into the next corner of the next square, work a DC halfway, yarn over, again pull through all the loops. So here the 2 DCs are decreased together in the corner. Again we'll be working 16 HDCs at the top of the next square. So just move like this all round this round till you reach the very end here, just reducing the stitches in the corner, working a DC there, and elsewhere HDCs, 16 HDCs. So here I have reached the end of this round, the first border round on this side, and come all the way till here. I have worked my second last HDC, and now yarn over, insert the hook into the very last stitch of this corner, just work 1 DC there, And into this chain 2, insert the hook in the top second chain and work a slip stitch to join this round, and this stitch resembles the same as our other corner stitches. So here one round of border is done. Secure the thread well with the knot, and the same way as we worked one border on this side, the same way join the yarn on the other side as well and work a border the same way. So here I have worked the borders, the bead shade border, row 1 of the border on both the sides of the square panel, and nextly I'm gonna change the shade to maroon and will be bordering both the sides of this panel with this shade as well. So here I'm joining my maroon shade. Skip the very corner stitch that we reduced. Next to this corner stitch in the HDC, join the yarn. And just to mention that leaving the very corner stitch that we reduced on both the sides, we are leaving that, and in between we have 16 stitches, 16 HDCs made, 3 3 3 in the middle section, 3 sets of 4 DCs, and then 2 from this corner, 2 from this corner. We have a total of 16 DCs, then 16 HDCs made over that. And nextly we will be just working on those 16 HDCs. Chain 3, yarn over, we are going to work DCs. Into the next stitch work 1 DC. Chain 3 also counts as a DC here. Into the next stitch work 1 DC. Just keep making DCs at the top of every HDC below. A total of 16 DCs to be made, and we'll stop just before the very corner stitch. Simple round, just keep working 16 DCs at the top of all the 16 HDCs below. And here I have reached the very corner stitch. Just skip the stitch, we're not going to work any stitches into it. Yarn over into the next stitch. After this stitch, work 1 DC. So this is how we're going to go in this round. Just keep working, leaving the very corner stitches that we decreased, and in between we'll be working 16 DCs atop 16 HDCs below. So just move all the way around like this, and I'll see you at the end of this round too. So here I have completed the round of DCs in the second round of border all round, and now I have reached the end of this round. Worked my last DC as well. 16 DCs from this corner till here. So to join this round, insert the hook into the top third chain and just work a slip stitch to join this second round of border. Then chain 3. And this is the most simple round. Just work 1 DC at the top of all the DCs in this round. 16 DCs across every square. And this chain 3 also counts as a DC here. So from this corner till this corner, only in the red stitches will be working 16 DCs across every square, and reach the end working all the way around like this. And we are not gonna skip any stitches in this round. So just keep counting and keep working 1 DC at the top of every DC below. Across every square there should be 16 DCs. Just for your reference, I'm working it for 1 square. How you have to move about the corner. We're not going to leave any stitches. So in the corner also we'll just be working 1 stitch here. And 1 stitch atop every DC below. So just go all the way round like this, working 1 DC at the top of every DC below, and I'll see you at the end. So here I have reached the end of this row as well, worked my last DC here. Insert the hook into the top third chain here. Work 1 SC to join this last round of border on this side. Cut out the thread, secure it well, and now just sum it up. First we work this bead shade border from the second stitch of the corner till the second last stitch. We work 16 HDCs. Here first chain 2 didn't count for the as a HDC. Then we decreased the 2 corner stitches of the 2 squares, working a DC together. Then we joined the red shade, chain 3, and we worked 16 DCs atop 16 HDCs below, and we skipped the very corner stitch below, and we just went that way. And for the round 3 of the red shade, we just chain 3, and that's the most simple round. Just worked 1 DC at the top of every DC below, and in this third round of border we didn't skip any stitch, just work 1 DC at the top of every DC below. So a total of 16 DCs across every square all round. So this is how we work the borders on this side. And nextly what we are going to do, just divide this panel into half. Just keep it like this. We have 6 squares on this side and 6 for the back side as well. And if you just pick it up any of this size here, this is one side. So here between the 2 stitches, this is the space, the exact half of this panel on this side. Insert the marker here. So this is just to mention that as we work the borders, 3 borders on this side of this square panel, just work 3 borders the same way on the other side of the panel as well. 1 beige and 2 red on that side, and same on this side as well, all round. So here, as I have told, I have put markers on both the sides of this panel at the exact half between the 2 corner stitches of both the squares, corner squares, and then I'm going to put 1 more marker, skip 2 DCs from this marker, and then in the space after the 2 DCs, I'm putting this purple marker. I'm using a different shade for a better recognition on the other side as well. After this green marker, skip 2 DCs and then put the marker there. We are actually aiming at the 3rd DC from this green marker. So from this purple marker till this purple marker, we're gonna work our front portion of the yoke. So if you have your yarn joined, you can slip stitch from this green marker till the purple one. I'm going to slip stitch thrice to reach atop the 3rd DC from this green marker. And if you're not joined already, you can just simply join at this 3rd DC that we have marked with this purple marker and begin from there. So just 1 more slip to reach atop 3rd DC here. So at the top of this 3rd stitch, we are going to work our main pattern of the top. So chain 3, this chain 3 counts as a DC. Into the next DC, work 1 DC. Yarn over into the next DC, work 1 DC. This chain 3 also counts as a DC, so we have 3 DCs. Then chain 3. This is the beginning of our first round. Skip 2 DCs. In the 3rd DC, at the top of it, work 1 SC. Chain 6, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. Skip 2 DCs below. At the top of the 3rd DC, work 1 SC here. Chain 3 again. And we're repeating these 3 DCs again. So skip 2 DCs, yarn over, and from the 3rd DC, work 3 DCs consecutively. 1, 2 and 3. So here from this chain 3, the beginning that's counted as a DC till this chain 3, this is the pattern repeat that we are going to just keep repeating for this first round. chain 3 again, skip 2 DCs below, into the third DC at the top of it, work 1 SC, chain 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6, skip 2 DCs below, in the third DC, work 1 SC, chain 3, 1, 2 and 3, yarn over, skip 2 DCs, at the top of the third DC, work 1 DC, 2 more DCs in the next 2 DCs, 1 DC in the next DC and 1 more DC to be made in the next DC, a total of 3 DCs again. So we have repeated the pattern twice until now. Chain 3 again, 1, 2 and 3, skip 2 DCs below, at the top of the third DC work 1 SC, then chain 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6, skip 2 DCs, at the top of the third DC work 1 SC, chain 3, skip 2 DCs, from the third DC work 3 DCs, 1, 2 and 1 more, 3. 3 times the pattern is repeated until now, and 3. 1 more time, 1, 2, 3, chain 3, skip 2 DCs, at the top of the third DC work 1 SC, chain 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6, skip 2 DCs below, at the top of the third DC work 1 SC, chain 3 again, 1, 2, 3, yarn over, skip 2 DCs, and from the third DC this time we are going to work 4 DCs, 1, 2, 3 and 1 more. This place is the very center of the yoke and we are working 4 DCs, just remember this much. Everywhere else we'll be working 3 DCs. So here work chain 3 and 1 pattern repeat, 2 pattern repeat, 3rd pattern repeat and 4th pattern repeat. After 4th one, after this last chain 3, work 4 DCs in all the upcoming rounds like this. And then from here again we'll be working 3 DCs only, the same way as we did on this side. So then chain 3 again, skip 2 DCs, in the third DC work 1 SC, chain 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6, skip 2 DCs, at the top of the third DC work 1 SC, chain 3 again, skip 2 DCs, yarn over, from the third DC we'll be working 3 DCs, same as we used to do earlier, 2 and 1 more, 3. It's only in the center that we are working 4 DCs after 4 repetitions of the pattern. So just move all the way around like this. I'll see you at the end. So I've reached almost the end, worked my last DCs, 3 DCs, chain 3 SC, chain 6 SC, last chain 3. So then yarn over, skip 2 DCs, from the third DC work 3 DCs, 1, 2 and the third one here. So this completes the first row of this pattern. I have already shared the pattern in my playlist with the name pattern for wraps, shoulder wraps, skirts and dresses. Please go and find it. So from this purple till this purple, our first round is completed. For the next round, turn the work and we will slip stitch once to reach the top of the second DC. We are not going to work atop first DC. So just one slip stitch. We have reached the top of the second DC. Now chain 3, 1, 2 and 3. Then one more DC in the next DC. So chain 3 also counts as the DC. We have 2 DCs now. Chain 3 and work a picot with this chain 3. So after 2 DCs, chain 3 and we work the picot. Yarn over. We have this chain 6 below. Chain 6, Work 8 DCs. 1, 2, 3. Just keep counting till you reach a number of 8 DCs. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. One last one. And after 8 DCs, chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and then work a picot out of it like this. This is the round 2. Nextly, we have skipped this chain 3 and we have 3 DCs ahead. Yarn over and we'll be just working 1 DC at the top of all the 3 DCs below. So just work 1 DC at the top of 3 DCs. 1, 2 and one more, 3. This is how the pattern will move in this round. This is the round 2. Chain 3 again, 1, 2, 3. Work a picot with this chain 3 like this. Yarn over, skip the first chain 3 in the chain 6 below here. Insert the hook and work 8 DCs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and the last one 8. Then chain 3, 1, 2, 3. Work a picot with this chain 3 like this. Yarn over, skip the next chain 3. We have 3 DCs ahead. In the row below, just work 1 DC atop every DC below. 1, another DC in the next DC, and one more DC in the next DC. 3 DCs to here. So for the round 2, we first slip stitched once to reach the second DC and then work chain 3 and work 1 DC in the next DC. After which we chain 3 and worked a picot with that chain 3 here. Then we worked 8 DCs in the next chain 6, worked a picot again and then made 3 DCs at the top of next 3 DCs in the row below. And the same way we have until now repeated it twice. The pattern is repeated twice. Just go all the way like this. Just remember that in the center of this yoke you are working 4 DCs. Everywhere else just work 3 DCs and I'll see you at the end. So here I'm reaching the end of round 2 and we'll just be working 2 DCs here in the end and skip the very last chain 3. So chain 3, work a picot. The last time pattern is repeated. Yarn over, work 8 DCs in this chain 6. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and one more, 8. Chain 3, work a picot with this chain 3. Yarn over, skip the next chain 3. In the first DC, work 1 DC. In the next DC, work 1 DC. A total of 2 DCs and we are ending this row here. We are skipping the last chain 3. So to begin the round 3, turn the work and work a slip stitch, then chain 8, 3. First chain 3 counts as a DC, then chain 5, that is included in the pattern, and here after 4 DCs in the center of this shell, insert the hook and work 1 SC. Chain 5 again, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, yarn over. This is how it looks here. In these 3 DCs below, just work 1 DC at the top of every DC below. 1, 2 and 3. One time the pattern is repeated. This is how we are going to go in the round 3. Chain 5 again. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Skip 4 DCs here. And between 4 and 5 DCs, work 1 SC here. Chain 5 again. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Yarn over. In these 3 DCs, just work 1 DC atop every DC below. And this is how we will be working this round 3 of the pattern. This pattern is a repeat of 11 stitches and 3 rounds. So only these 3 rounds will be repeated over and over for our top on both the sides, either for the yoke or for the frill. So this is how we worked here. Just keep moving like this till the end, and don't forget to work 4 DCs here in the center of the yoke. Everywhere else 3 DCs in the middle. I'll see you at the end. So here I'm just working the last repeat of the pattern. Work my last 5 chain SC, chain 5 again, yarn over, and we have 2 DCs. We will just be working 1 DC here in the very first DC like this. Skip the very last DC. So here this is round 1, 2 and 3. 1, 2 and 3. We'll just be repeating these 3 rounds over and over for our yoke till we reach our desired length. So the next round will be like round 1. So chain 6, 3, 4, 5 and 6 and turn the work. First chain 3 counts as a DC, next chain 3 is included in the pattern. Like this. Turn the work, and here in this chain 5, the first chain 5, skip 2 DC, 2 chains here. In the third chain, insert the hook, work 1 SC. In this third chain, work 1 SC. Then chain 6. This is how it is at the edge. Chain 6, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. On the other side of the chain 5 here, after SC, skip 2 chains. In the third chain, insert the hook, work 1 SC like this. This is how it looks. Chain 3 again. 1, 2 and 3. We have 3 DCs ahead. In the round below, yarn over, just work 1 DC atop all the 3 DCs below. 1, 2 and 3. This is just like round 1. This is how it looks. So then again chain 3. Here in this first chain 5, skip 2 chains, insert the hook in the third chain, work 1 SC. Chain 6, 3, 4, 5 and 6. On the other side we have next chain 5, skip 2 chains. In the third chain again insert the hook, work 1 SC, then chain 3, 1, 2, 3, yarn over. We have 3 DCs ahead. In the row below, just work 1 DC atop every DC below. 2 and 3. So after 3 DCs again we'll work chain 3, 1 SC, chain 6, 1 SC and chain 3 and move all the way round. Don't forget to work 4 DCs in the very center of the yoke. So I have reached the end of this round, worked my last chain 3 SC, chain 6 and SC. Chain 3, one more time. And we had made chains here into the third chain. Skip 2 chains, into the third chain, work 1 DC like this to finish up this round here. This is how it looks. So this round is like round 1. Now next is round 2. Chain 3, that stands for a DC. 3 more chains. A total of chain 6 to be made. Turn the work and work chain 3 again. 1, 2, 3 and work a picot with this last chain 3. like this. Skip first chain 3. We have this chain 6, yarn over, work 8 DCs into this chain 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. This is like round 2, chain 3 again, work a picot with this chain 3. This is how it looks on the edge. Yarn over into the next 3 DCs below, just work 1 DC at the top of every DC. And this is how we'll be moving in this round till end. Don't forget to work 4 DCs in the very center of the yoke. Again chain 3, work a picot, then work 8 DCs in this chain 6, again work a picot, then work 3 DCs in the next 3 DCs, and just keep moving like this. In the center, work 4 DCs here. I'll see you at the end. So here I have worked my entire row. So last chain 3 and picot worked, yarn over, skip 2 chains, in the third chain work 1 DC here like this, then chain 8. First chain 3 counts as a DC and next chain 5 is included in the pattern. So after this chain 3, work 5 more chains. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. After 4 DCs, insert the hook, work 1 SC here in the center of the shell, and this is how the edge looks. Chain 5 again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yarn over, we have 3 DCs ahead, just work 1 DC at the top of every DC below. Two and 3, chain 5 again, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Skip 4 DCs in the shell. After 4 DCs, insert the hook, work 1 SC, then chain 5, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Yarn over, work 3 DCs atop all the 3 DCs below. This is how we'll be moving in this round. This is just like round 3 of our pattern, and don't forget to work 4 DCs in the center of the yoke as usual. Go all the way, I'll see you at the end. So I've reached the end of this round, worked my last 5 chains, yarn over, and just after the picot we have 1 chain. In this top third chain, insert the hook and work 1 DC to end this row here. Chain 6, 1, 2, turn the work, chain 3 made 3 more chains, and then on this side skip 2 chains. In the third chain of the row below, insert the hook, work 1 SC. This is like round 1. Then chain 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. On the other side we have chain 5 again, skip 2 chains. Into the third chain, work 1 SC like this. This is how it looks. Chain 3 again, 1, 2 and 3, yarn over. Into the next 3 DCs below, just work 1 DC at the top of all the 3 DCs below. This is just like round 1, and we'll be moving all the way around like this in this round. So then chain 3 again. In the next chain 5, skip 2 chains. In the third chain, work 1 SC. Chain 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. on to the other side of chain 5 here in the other chain 5, skip 2 chains in the third chain, work 1 SC, chain 3 again, yarn over, work 3 DCs in the 3 DCs below, 1, 2 and 3. Just go all the way like this and don't forget to work 4 DCs in the very center of the yoke, and I'll see you at the end. So I've reached the end of this round, worked my last chain 3 SC, chain 6 SC and chain 3. Yarn over, skip 2 chains. In the third chain, insert the hook, work 1 DC to end this round here. This is like round 1. And we'll just be repeating these 3 chains, these 3 rows as I have already mentioned till our desired length. For the next row, chain 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. Turn the work. Now with the last chain 3, work a picot. Then yarn over, we have chain 6 here. In this chain 6, work 8 DCs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and the last one 8. Chain 3 again. Work a picot with this chain 3. Yarn over, we have 3 DCs in the row below. Just work 1 DC atop every DC below. 1, 2 and 3. And just move like this in this round. This is like round 2. And don't forget to work 4 DCs in the center of the yoke. So I've reached the end of this round, worked my last picot as well. Yarn over, skip 2 chains. In the third chain here, insert the hook, work 1 DC. This ends this row 2 here. For the row 3, chain 8, chain 3 plus 5. First chain 3 counts as a DC. Next chain 5 is included in the pattern. Turn the work. Skip 4 DCs and after the 4th DC in the shell work 1 SC, then chain 5 again. Yarn over, we have 3 DCs ahead, just work 1 DC at the top of each of the 3 DCs below. I apologize for this autofocus section here, but it's the same pattern we have already done so many times. Chain 5 SC, chain 5, 3 DCs, chain 5 again, 3, 4 and 5. Work 1 SC in the center of the shell, skipping 4 DCs, chain 5 again. Yarn over, work 3 DCs in the 3 DCs ahead. Just go the same way in this round and don't forget to work 4 DCs at the top of 4 DCs in the very center of the yoke. Have reached the end of this round. Worked my last SC after chain 5, one more chain 5. Yarn over, and after this picot in the top third chain work 1 DC to finish this round. Next round is like round 1. Chain 6, first chain 3 counts as a DC, next chain 3 is included in the pattern. Turn the work. Now skip 2 chains. In the third chain work 1 SC, chain 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. On the other side, skip 2 chains. In the third chain work 1 SC, chain 3, 1, 2 and 3. Yarn over. We have 3 DCs ahead. Just work 1 DC at the top of all the 3 DCs below. So just move like this in this round. Chain 3, skip 2 chains. In the third chain work 1 SC, chain 6, skip 2 chains on the other side. In the third chain work 1 SC, chain 3. In the 3 DCs below just work 1 DC at the top of all the 3 DCs below, and don't forget to work 4 DCs in the very center of the yoke always. So I've reached the end of this round, worked my last chain 3 as well. Yarn over, skip 2 chains. In the third chain work 1 DC like this. For the next round, this is like round 1, this next round is like round 2, chain 6. So chain 3 and 3 more chains, turn the work. With the last chain 3 work a picot, yarn over, and we have this chain 6 below. Work 8 DCs in this chain 6. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. Chain 3 again, work a picot with this chain 3. Yarn over, work 3 DCs atop 3 DCs below. 1, 2 and 3. So we have worked the yoke until now together and very well decreased the armpit. Around 4 repetitions we have done, 1 row less in the 4th, and now we have a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 repetitions of the pattern. We are going to demarcate the neck from the shoulder, and so we'll be putting marker to locate our neck. So I'll be skipping two repetitions from one side, and in the third DC I'll put the marker. From that side as well I'll skip the 2 repetitions, and in the third DC I'll put the marker. I'll just show you how I'm going to do it, and we'll be skipping this neck area, just working the shoulder areas one after another. So if we look at this side, skip 2 repetitions, and in the third DC of the second repetition just put 1 marker. Again understand it, this is first group of 3 DCs, and in the second group of 3 DCs, in the last DC I have put the marker on this side also. Skip the first group of these 3 DCs, first repeat, and in the second repeat, in the third DC, at the top of it put the marker, and from this green marker till this is our neck demarcated from the shoulder. We'll be working shoulders one at a time.